In our last video, we explored how God is a missionary God, ascending God. Just as God is merciful, he shows mercy because he's merciful. He sends because he's ascending God. This is what it means when we say God is a missional God. He sends into mission. We see this reflected in the fact that the Father sent the Son sends the Spirit, and the Spirit sends the church into the world. This is what it means when we say that NBBC is a missional church. We are to send missionaries into the neighborhoods of which we are a part to reflect the kingdom of God. There have been many movements that have shaped the church in the past. Some have been reactionary movements, and some have been pragmatic movements. But the ones that have stuck, the ones that have had the most profound effect upon the church have been theological movements. Ones that rediscovered who God is and what he is doing and shaped the life of the church around that. It is just such a theological understanding that it led to Protestant Reformation. The missional church movement is a renewed theological understanding of the nature of the church and the purpose for which God created it. By and large, when people think of a church, they think of a place where stuff happens. Now that might be excusable if you're not part of the church, but as people of the church, as Christians, we shouldn't primarily think of the church in this way. For others, the meaning of church is that it's a service that takes place on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock. Church is an event. And still others, it's a type of dispenser of religious goods and services. It's where we get topped up when we're feeling down. It's taking in an event and taking advantage of the programs that are offered. But the Bible never speaks of the church in that way, ever. The church is a group of people who are sent on mission. When they come together, it's for the purpose of being built up for the mission of which they are a part. They're equipped, they're encouraged, they're strengthened, they're taught, they're healed, all for the sake of the mission. The mission informs what we do and why we do it. In other words, the mission forms the church. The mission of God is so central to the life of the church that some theologians have even spoken about it in this way. Neil Bruno has said the church exists by mission as a fire exists by burning. Karl Barth said the church's mission is not secondary to its being. The church exists in being sent and in building itself for its mission. To be a missional church is not simply a matter of agreeing with a statement regarding it. It requires that this missional orientation becomes the organizing principle around which the church is structured. God's mission is our mission, and the mission forms the church.